Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Hello, as you guys come on, say hello. There you go. Hello, how are you guys doing today? Hey, Felicia, nice to have you on live. Nice to have you on live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Sherry, nice to have you on. How's everybody doing today? As you come on, let me know what you are drinking on this Wednesday night. I am drinking Ozarka water, not even in my fancy little water cup, just plain old water. Hey, Tiffany, Jeanette, nice to have you on. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. Hi, Chantel. Nice to have you on. Some new names that I'm not familiar with. So great to see you guys on live. We're just going to get started in just a minute. I just want to give people a few minutes to get on. Black cherry soda sounds yummy. I'm drinking water, Kayla. I'm drinking my Ozarka bottled water. Hello, Cassandra. Nice to have you on. Lemon water. Good stuff. Good stuff. Hope this water doesn't spill. Donna, nice to have you on. Nice to have you guys on. I'm super excited to have you guys on live today. I am just okay. How's everybody doing this evening? Are you guys doing good? Are you guys ready to get started? I'm excited about this topic. This is the topic that is close to my heart. So I'm really excited about this. And there seems to be a lot of energy around it. You know, we've got about 100 new people in the group this week. And, I want to say probably 80% of the people that came in this week all are new to the industry. So this is the reason why I thought we should do the topic. So before we jump in, I've got a lot of water drinkers today. It's hot. I'm in Texas. So for those that are not in a really hot place, if you're drinking water, I totally understand why that is. Hi. Hold on. Let me look at my phone and see who's joining. So that's the only thing about StreamYard is that's what I use to go live in. And many of you who are new don't know that I use that. So I use this technology called StreamYard that allows me to go live in Facebook and on YouTube at the same time. Gives you a lot of really cool features, but the problem is if you guys are new to it, I don't get to see the names of the people. So I like to call you guys' names out. So Penny is with us. Hey, Jerry, nice to see you. We've got Miss Adams on. I don't know what her first name is, but love to see all of you guys on live. Thank you for joining. All right, so let's get started. Are you guys ready to get started? So some of you people that are on, I know you and you have a travel agency. So this may not be so applicable to you. This is really, so I'm going to tell you who tonight is for. If you are a person who is on the fence or you're thinking about opening up your own travel business, this tonight is for you. If you have a travel business and you're not getting any clients or you don't know how to get clients, marketing's not your thing, this tonight is for you. So just want to level set that for you. If you're doing well in your travel business, you may just want to hang on and see if you get some additional nuggets. But this live today is intended for the newbie, right? Because like I said, we had about 117 new people join the group with us this week. Woo-hoo, I'm so excited. I love to see all the new faces, all the new names, and get to know each of you. But, as you come into the group, I ask, 3 questions. And one of those questions is, what are you struggling with? And so many of the new people that joined us this week said that they are new to the business and they don't know anything about, launching their travel business. So it makes sense that we would have a training session this Wednesday dedicated to that topic. So just let's make sure I'm not missing anybody. I think we're good. I think I'm broadcasting okay. All right. So, here's the problem. Many of us, and I include myself in that, were introduced to the idea of turning travel as a business because they were recruited by someone, right? If you were recruited by, a host agency, I'm not calling any host agency names out there, but, there's some host agents that do heavy recruiting. If you were recruited by a host agency and introduced to the idea that you could start a travel business through somebody who told you about the opportunity, type me in the comments. I want to see how many of you, I suspect most of you, but tell me how many of you were recruited into or were introduced about the ability to start your own travel business because somebody told you about it and wanted you to join their team. Write in the comments me if that's you. Hi, Veronica. Nice to have you on. Flechette. Hopefully I've said your name. I don't know if the L or the P is silent. Flechette. Me. Lorraine says me. Penny says she was recruited by her cousin. Sherry says me. Right? So there's a lot of me's, right? So the reality is that, that's how I found out about the travel business. Like, I knew that travel agents existed, but I didn't know how you became one. Like, I thought that you had to actually go to school. And, when I was recruited into the business, I was too old in my mind to go back to school. I was like, I'm not going back to get another degree. I'm not doing it. Right. So, I got a lot of people saying me. Someone says, Jeanette says a friend posted on Facebook and she asked about it and she jumped in. Right. So the reality is that you're recruited into the business. And the problem with the recruiting process is you're promised or given sort of an unrealistic promise, and that's unfortunate that that's the way that some people are recruiting. And this is what the unrealistic promise is that simply by signing up with said host agency, you're going to magically have a travel business, right? Does that sound familiar? Is that kind of what was promised to you guys? Type 1 in the comment if that sounds familiar. Like, if that was the promise that was given to you, is that you would sign up with the host agency, you would get all of this information, and you would have a travel business. Type 1 if that sounds like something that happened to you, or that's how you feel, having been recruited, right? Type that. Hey, Larissa, nice to have you on. Right. So Flechette says yes. So she feels that way, right? I felt like that. I'm going to put my hand up. Some 4 years ago, I felt like that promise was given to me is that I would sign up with the host agency and boom, I would have a travel agent. I would have a travel business, right? Right. So, all you have to do is sign up, right? You pay the fee, you pay the monthly fee, and you're going to get access to all that you need to be able to start your business, right? So I got a lot of ones. So that means, yes, that you feel the same way that was the promise that was given to you, right? And so the reason why I call that unrealistic is you can't sign up for something $179, $39, $300, and boom, magically you have a business, right? But you don't know that until you know that, right? So you've already signed up. Now, the reality is you get a lot of information, right? Your host agency, if you've actually pulled the trigger, you have access to a lot of information, right? So that promise wasn't untrue. The problem is the type of information you have access to doesn't necessarily lean it to opening and starting a successful business. And that's what we're going to talk about today, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to type in the comments that a host agency equals access, right? That is the purpose of the host agency, access. And we're going to talk about what that means in just a little bit. So write the word access. right? And somebody says it feels like Google, because that's what it is, right? Effectively, you have had Pandora's box of the travel world open up to you, and you are a deer in the headlights, right? I always have a hard time saying that phrase, but it feels like, somebody is shining this big giant headlight in you, and you're walking around like, what the hell am I supposed to do with all this, right? Right. So I want you to type in the comments access. Your host agency's purpose is for access. Again, we're going to talk about that. So I'm going to remind me if I don't tell you what that means, I'm going to tell you what that means. So, but who's excited tonight to find out what you need to do now? Now that you have that access, who's excited to find out what to do with it? Right? Many of you coming into this group have said, I don't know what to do next. I reach out to every single new member and I just try and find out where you guys are at in your travel business, try and find out, how I can help you, where I can direct you in terms of our group, in terms of existing training that's happened. So I can get a feel for what's going on with the members in the group. And like I said, 80% of the people that joined this week said that they don't know what to do next. They have no idea what to do next. Either they have decided to jump or they're in the middle of searching the hundreds of different host agencies to determine which one they should pick, right? So everybody's excited. So before we get started, let me introduce myself. My name is Sunday Gardner. I am your online travel boss. And I am so excited that if you were new to me, that you decided to join me live. If you are old to me, you know what I say. I'm just so excited that you're here as well. Virtual hugs for all of you. I have been in this business for about 4+ years. 2 years in a coaching role where I'm coaching and training other future existing or new travel business owners do the very thing that you want to do. That is either to launch or to market or attract and get new clients in your business on a consistent basis. So thank you for joining me live. If you catch this in the replay, thank you for watching this. We will, I come here every Wednesday night. At 7 p.m. talking to you all about launching, marketing, or operating a successful travel business. So again, I thank you for joining me. So tonight, what we're going to talk about is how do you take that superpower that you've been given, or your thought about taking somebody's offer to be a part of their team. I'm going to talk to you about 3 secrets to launch and get clients in your travel business and make it a reality, right? So take that passion that you have for travel and make it your reality, right? How we make a business. All right, so I'm going to jump right in. You guys need to have a piece of paper and a pen because I'm going to be I talk pretty fast. I'm going to be going through these 3 steps and sort of some information about that. And at the end, I'm going to give you an opportunity to make it a reality if you'd like with me, if that's okay. All right, you guys ready? You guys have already told me. So secret number 1 is you really don't need a host agency to launch your travel business. So let me tell you what that is. So if I've got people on here who are trying to build a team, I don't want you, yelling at me and get into my inbox later and telling me, well, why are you trying to bring down the host agency? That is not my objective. What I'm telling you though is that you don't need it to launch, right? So many people who say, hey, I'm waiting to launch my business until I select a host agency, that's not necessary, right? And let me tell you what that means. Really, if you remember what I said, your host agency is for access, right? The launching of a business really requires more than access, right? The launching of a business requires a solid foundation, right? It requires a model. It requires a plan of operation, right? Are you going to charge fees? Are you not going to charge fees, right? What's your specialty going to be? How are you going to market your business, right? All of those things are what are required to start a travel business. Your host agency is not. So let me break this down just a little bit for you guys in terms of what this means. Your host agency's objective is to get you access to travel suppliers. I want you to think of your host agency as not the facilitator of you opening up your travel business, but the icing on your cake, right? It is the way that you are allowed to offer amazing deals, if that's what your thing is, experiences, fill in the blank relative to the industry. It's your access to suppliers. End of story, right? And for that access, they want something in return. And what they want is they want either a fee or they want a percentage of your sales, right? So I want you to just sort of put that to the bird. They're going to give you access to travel suppliers, travel supplier training. They're going to give you access to all of their credentials. They're going to give you a fast pass to sell travel, but it's not necessary to sell travel through a host agency. You can go and be independent, right? I know some even host agencies, when they're recruiting, tell you that it's thousands and upon thousands of dollars to actually become your own independent travel agency. And the reality is it's not, right? You could actually sign up with CLIA, right, for $400, less than $400, and I get direct access to those suppliers yourself, right? I don't recommend you do that if you're new. And the reason why I don't recommend you do that is because you don't have relationships with suppliers, right? It takes probably years sometimes to develop a real strong relationship with a supplier. But let me tell you, there's thousands of suppliers. So who do you start with, right? Do you want to, get your CLIA and have to get all these different supplier contracts and accounts and all that? You don't want to do that, right? So a host agency is certainly the way to go, but it's not necessary for you to start, right? I want to pause there for a second because a lot of people may be like, what does that mean? What do you mean you can start? The person who recruited me said I needed to sign up with them in order to get to become own my own travel business, right? I'm going to pause and I want you to answer. Does that make sense? Are you guys following? Like, you don't need to start your business and the first step be you sign up with your host agency. Does that make sense? Like, just give me some love or comments and tell me, yeah, it makes sense, or no, you're confused. Let me know, because I always like these conversations to be interactive, right? So I make sure that I'm on the mark, right? Does it make sense that your first step is not necessarily signing up with your host agency? I'm going to talk about what some of your first steps should be, but your first step is not the agency. CLIA, CLIA. CLIA is, I'll talk about that in a second, but the reality is there are other paths for you to get access to travel suppliers than a host agency. I am not recommending that you go and try and find out all those different paths, because the reality is that a host agency gives you the fastest path to that access, right? So I'm not saying you don't need them. They're bad ideas. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you don't need it to start your business. What you need to start your business are some of the other things that we're going to talk about a little bit later, right? So a lot of you guys are haggling over in your mind, oh my God, which host agency should I start with? I don't know which way to go. There's so many choices. What do I do? That's not the most important thing. If you're serious about making this a business, that's not your most important decision when you first start, right? Some other decisions that we're going to talk about are more important than that, but that's not your number one decision that you need to make, right? And so people are saying that they understand and that they feel like it's a true statement, because the reality is that it is true, right? The person that recruited you, their objective is to make a sale, right? They get commission for how many people they recruit, right? They're probably in the business of recruiting, and they're probably not in the business of actually selling travel. They probably, what I would do is I would ask whoever's recruiting you, like, do you sell travel? Like, is that your primary business? Is that what you do? Do you know all about the ins and outs of selling travel? And can you help me be successful in that space? If you get a lot of hemming and hawing in that response, then that's probably not the best person. They're not going to be your best advocate. They're not going to be able to train you. They're not going to be able to coach you, right? They're not going to be able to lead you to the path of success in terms of booking and attracting clients in the booking space, right? I'm going to pause because this is sort of going to crack a lot of people's belief system in terms of where they are right now. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not speaking for 100% of all the host agencies that are out there. I'm talking about some of the big recruiting agencies where their primary objective is to get travel agents and not really train them on the business, because there are some really great host agencies that do. I don't have a list of them. There's a really great site called Host Agencies Reviews that goes across all of the host agencies, gives you, pros and cons, and gives you all the comparisons of commissions and all of that stuff. If you really are ready to make the decision on your host agency, I would say go to that site, and I would look at that site to look at comparisons, right? But what I'm telling you, if you really are serious about starting a travel business, your first decision should not be which host agency I should go to. Your first decision should be the same decision that most business owners have, is what problem will I be solving by stepping into this, and who is my audience? Those are the first two things you need to be solving. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. All right, so that's secret number one, right? That cat is out of the bag. I want to also say this relative to that secret, right? Is the reality is that, there's three things that the host agency are really good for, right? Access, supplier training, some of the best that you'll ever find, right? If you don't know about the hotel industry and you don't know about, this particular supplier, you want to learn all about the cruise, and what kind of cruise ships and what kind of, features are in a particular resort, host agency access to that travel supplier training is like no other, right? But if you want to know how to market your business, if you want to know how to get clients, if you want to know if you should go with an LLC versus a sole proprietorship, if you want to know if you need insurance or not, if you want to know what a lead magnet is, what a stranger offer is, what the relationship process is when you need to develop, when you meet when you meet new people and you start to offer, right? Should you start selling right away? You're not going to get that. You're not going to get that because that's not what they're there for. They're not there to teach you business. They're there to teach you how to sell. They're not even there to teach you how to sell. They're there to give you access. I mean, I can't say that any differently, right? Access, right? And the reason why using them as your business, leaning on them for business support is that they are geared for mass consumption. They want to be able to service any type of agent that specializes in anything, right? So from A to Z to double Z, like if you're used to Excel, right? To ZZ, right? AZZ or whatever, right? They want to be able to service anyone. So their ability to give you access to all of those different suppliers and as much information as they can is because they're focused on mass availability. Does that make sense, right? Mass availability is what the host agency had. They don't want to be in a position where you want to specialize in wellness, in the Orient, and they don't have a supplier that doesn't give that can't suffice that, right? So that's the reason why there's so many suppliers, right? Is because they're trying to service the masses. You, as a travel agent, are not trying to do that. Right? Many of you will come into this business and you're thinking, I am trying to be travel agent to everybody, right? I don't want to specialize. I don't want to narrow it down. I want to service and I don't want to miss my coins on anything, right? And so for those people that talk to me and say they want to do everything, I let you go and I let you be free. I'm not really trying to work with those people because the reality is you trying to be jack of all trades is just going to keep you frustrated and keep you broke. Right? I don't want to work with people who want to stay broke. I want to work with people who want to make money in this business. They want to get as many clients in their particular specialty, and they want to position themselves as the expert in their particular specialty, right? Do you guys want to be experts or do you want to be generalists? I don't want to be a generalist, right? I mean, I tried it actually as an online business coach. I was a generalist before I specialized in travel business coaching, right? Tried to teach Facebook ads to everybody, right? It was a pain in my ass, right? Because I couldn't, like when I'm reviewing people's copy, I had to figure out what kind of business they were in. I had to figure out what their pain points were, their customer pain points. I had to be all over the place, right? Somebody writes, I want to be an expert. Absolutely, that's what you want to be. You want to be an expert. There's this really great saying, and I always have a hard time saying it, so don't laugh at me when I say it. There is riches in the niches, right? And that means there is riches and money to be had when you specialize. So the more that you can specialize in this industry, the more money you will make. The more easier, I know that's probably not the right combination of English language, right? But the easier it will become to market, the easier it will be to attract your ideal client. The more that you specialize, the easier your life will become, right? Okay, so that's number one secret, right? Number two secret is strangers are what will make you money and success in this business, right? And the big plus of that is because your friends and family are unreliable, right? Can you guys say like unreliable friends and family? Now, I love my friends and I love my family, right? But, I have started in my time a lot of businesses, right? Right. And I'm here to tell you, right? I haven't been an expert in what I do all of my life, right? 47. I've been an entrepreneur as long as I can remember, right? I tell people that I was an entrepreneur when I was in high school. I was braiding I was French braiding people, little girls' hair for $1. I was selling little Debbie's in the, in the gym. After gym, I can't even remember what it was. Gym practice. What is it called? Whatever that PE. That's what it was. PE. I was selling. I had like packs of, little Debbie's in my backpack, and I was selling little Debbie's back when I was in high school. Right. I've always been an entrepreneur. Right. So I've had to learn along the way how to do things right. But I have unreliable friends and family. And I have also drank the coffee or the Kool-Aid or whatever you call it, right? When some recruiter has told me, you're going to be a bazillionaire if you just get with my team and you can sell fill in the blank, right? And that all you have to do is get your friends and family, right? I burnt some bridges doing that. I'm not going to lie, right? I'm not the best network marketer. I don't even consider myself a network marketer anymore. I coach and I train, right? But the reality is many of you have been recruited in that, and that's what they're going to tell you, right? Is all you need to do is tell people that travel will sell itself, right? You just go to your friends and family, write down 100 people in your list, and you will be able to sell travel like that, and you will be making lots of money, right? Has anybody else heard that story? Right? Does that sound familiar to anyone? Have you guys heard that before? Right? Let me know in the comments. Larissa writes, unreliable friends and family. Friends and family are unreliable when you're trying to start a business and you want it to be profitable and long-term successful. Now, don't get me wrong. I've had many great referrals from friends and family, right? But it's slow, right? It's not consistent, right? I can't count and pay my rent. I can't count and pay the people that work with me. I can't count on friends and family alone to make payroll, right? I need a consistent method to attract strangers to my business so I can pay people. I can make payroll, right? I got people to pay, right? I love Cardi B. And my mother and I both love Cardi B, right? And I can't remember what, but her and I joke about this all the time, right? Cardi B is probably one of the hardest people, again, don't come in my inbox telling me about, you think that Cardi B is not a good role model. To me, she's like the hardest working person in the world, right? She took her circumstances and she worked her ass off to get where she is. And one of the things that she said, I think somebody said when she was pregnant, why did you work so hard? And she's like, I got people to pay. And that's the way I feel. I got people to pay, right? So I can't rely on my friends and family to make payroll. Can you? Like if you've got goals, financial goals that you want to make, you want to retire, because I talk to a lot of you guys, right, every day. And a lot of you want this to be your retirement plan. You want travel and the business that you set up to make enough income that you can enjoy retirement, and it also pay for the travel experiences that you have in retirement, right? Is that something that you want to do? Can you rely on your friends and family and the volume of quotes, requests that you need to have from them to make that a reality? Is that something that you can depend on? No, I know I can't make 6 figures or plus. I can't become $1 million entrepreneur relying on friends and family. First of all, I don't have enough of them. I mean, do you? I mean, there's some, maybe like, A-game popular people, and they've got a lot of friends and family, but I don't have enough friends and family to be able to rely on hitting my financial goals. And the reality is you probably don't either. Hard work does and will pay off. Yes, it does. Hard work will and pay off. But if it's not applied in the right area, you could work until you die and still not meet your goals, right? So it's the application of that hard work, doing the right things at the right time to the right people is what will work, right? So when I say strangers are the path to your success, if you don't have a plan to consistently attract strangers to your travel business, you're not going to be long-term successful. You could make some sales. I'm not going to tell you and sit here, you're not going to make any sales if you're relying on friends and family, but it's not going to put you in retirement. It's not going to allow you to do your major financial goals. It's probably not going to allow you to hit payroll. I need to hit payroll. I got people to pay. I got things to do. I got, places to be, and I got money that I need to make, right? I'm also one person that'll tell you that I'm sort of new to the mindset, again, I believe in mindset, but I didn't know that there was a word for it, right? So in my mind, I was just like, I just believe that I can accomplish whatever I set my mind to, right? But the reality is that if you want to accomplish something, you can wish and wish and wish. But if you're not positioning yourself and doing the right actions, you're not going to get what you want, right? So I've got people to pay because I've got things that I want to get done. My goals are huge. That means my actions need to be even huger, right? And that's the same thing for you all. So when I say strangers are the path to your success, that's what I mean. You have to have a consistent way to attract strangers. Last week, I gave you my strategy on how I do that, right? I gave you my Facebook ad strategy. Not only that, I also offered you my checklist, right? So I gave you the path to how we attract strangers, how my clients attract strangers, and how we're killing it in the game, right? So, what is your path to attract strangers? Right? Are you getting ready to walk into this business thinking or believing what your recruiter said that all you need is your friends and family and you're going to make some money? The reality is, yes, you'll make some money, but if you want this to be a business, it's not going to be enough money for you to sustain yourself. Right? You're going to look up, and this is a sad story. It's not a good story because I meet probably 99% of the people that actually pull the trigger on working with me. The reality is they get some clients, right? They see some success, right? Maybe they've gone through their warm market, they've booked some of their friends and family, and now it's dead. It's quiet. They don't have any business, right? A lot of you were telling me COVID is the reason why you don't have business. COVID is the reason why a lot of people are traveling, but those people who are smart are building their client list right now. They're building their email list. They're building a community. They're building, and not only that, they're still booking travel. There are people who are traveling, right? So you can't tell me that, oh, COVID alone, COVID has impacted us tremendously. No, hands down, not even going to say that. Not even going to try and convince you otherwise. But the reality is COVID hasn't prevented you from attracting new leads into your business, understanding what their travel requirements are, and looking towards the future. We do not operate, this business of ours does not operate in revenue today. Our business is based on revenue tomorrow, right? Bookings that we do in the future. And if you're not working on future bookings, you're not going to have revenue tomorrow, right? So you're talking about, well, woe is me, COVID knocked me on my ass, but what the hell are you doing for 2021? I was just meeting with our students yesterday. We have a book of the month on Tuesday. And I just, it just hit me. I'm sort of sitting on my arses as well, right? This is the time that I planned for summer 21. My group trip, summer 21, planned every year, August, September. What are you doing for 2021? Don't tell me people don't want to travel. Oh, no, nobody. Yeah, there are some people that don't want to travel, but there are a lot of people who are like ready, they're ready, and you're nowhere to be found. You're in there talking about, I don't want to talk about travel because of COVID. And I'm saying, well, why aren't you? Because everybody else is talking about travel. They're talking about travel. That's all I talk about. Now, I'm probably not the right person, but the point is that you should be attracting new people into your sphere of influence every single day. You should have some process to get new people into your email list, into your community, into your groups, whatever that may be. You should have some attraction system, COVID or not, right? Just say that. Say client attraction system. That's what you need. If you don't have one and you're thinking about starting a business, I guarantee you in 6 months, you'll be coming back to me and you'll be like, Sunday, I've been doing this business. I booked a couple of clients. I booked a couple of business. COVID slowed me down, but now I don't have anything to do. So now what do I do for a client attraction system, right? I don't even really like to work with new people, right? Because you guys are so blinded by what your recruiter said. You don't even want to listen, right? I like to work with people who've been in the trenches for a while, right? So they know already that their back office doesn't have the answers. They know already when they go back to their fill in the blank coast agency's information, there's no information on really how to market their business or how to build an attraction system, right? I like to work with people who already know. So I'm trying to give you that ups. Now, What you do with it is up to you. If you want to take it, that's up to you. I don't care one way or the other because there's too many people out there who are ready to start working on their business and make their business successful. All right, so that's secret number 2. You need strangers. You can't rely on your unreliable family. And I gave you a couple of reasons why. So let me tell you just again, if you missed it, the reasons why your friends and family are unreliable. One, there's not enough of them for you to make payroll. Maybe you don't have payroll, but you should be getting paid, right? Many of you are using this as a second job and you're not going to get any money out of it, right? You're doing all the work, but you're not getting paid, right? You don't have to work for free. Many of you are working for free. You're doing quotes for free. You're doing research for free. You're designing trips for free. You're not getting any of that. Many of you in 2020, when stuff went bad with COVID, you hadn't collected a dime. Right? You didn't collect a dime in cancellation fees. You didn't collect a dime even when you booked the clients, right? That's bad business model. That's a bad business model. But many of you don't even know that because you don't know anything about that. The office, the back office that you guys have signed up for doesn't talk about that stuff. They don't tell you about that, right? They don't tell you need strangers. They're telling you need your friends and family, right? And they're trying to tell you how to recruit to get more people. I'm not against recruiting. I'm just telling you that's not my superpower. My superpower is getting you clients. My superpower is putting systems in place in your business to ensure that, one, you're not going to get sued. One, that you have covered yourself and you've got multiple streams of income coming into your business. Somebody writes, I got a little sidetracked and somebody's writing. All right. So, I'm going to come back to the comments. So that's number 2. That's number 2 secret. If you're about to start your travel business and you don't have a way to consistently attract strangers, you need to go back to the drawing board, right? You guys ready for number 3? Write number 3 in the comments while I take a sip and read some of these comments. All right. You guys ready? All right. So let's see what some of the comments say. My business bookings have stopped me from, my business practices have stopped me from booking. I can understand that. We made a decision in March that we would not book anything. This was in March. We said we would not book anything in before October 2020. So we didn't book anything. So we didn't do any bookings till for October. Now, we pushed that out to January, and that's a personal decision, right? Excuse me. And that decision is for me because, I book secondary to coaching. Right. So I didn't want our team focused on cancellations or having to move a bunch of people around because our focus is on our client base, which is coaching. So we didn't book anything. March, we made the decision, we pulled the trigger, and we did not take any requests for bookings that were before October 2020. Right. And now we've since moved that to January 2021. Right. But we will be booking for summer of 2021. All right, so I understand that. So those are business decisions that you have to make. But the reality is just because you're not booking doesn't mean that you shouldn't still be building your list, right? It still doesn't mean that you shouldn't be still marketing your business and positioning your business as you as the expert inside of that business, right? That doesn't mean anything because travel will resume. How it resumes, remains to be seen. Right. But it will resume. And the reality is, I keep saying people are still traveling. Right. I see it all the time on social media. Right. Even travel agents are traveling. Right. Because they want to prove that travel can be a safe endeavor to do. Right. Again, I'm not trying to push you to say that you need to be traveling during COVID or you need to be trying to force people to travel during COVID. I'm just saying figure out what your stance is. Right. And continue to market your business even during this time. That's what my message is. All right. Number 3, you guys ready? All right. So number 3 is that it does not take you years, will not take you years of experience for you to be able to be profitable in your travel business or for you to see success. So let's talk about what that looks like and what that means, right? Because those are pretty profound. You mean I can be profitable in my travel business and see success before multiple years pass by. If you do it right, yes, you are. Yes, you can. Yes, I am saying get ready. Somebody just typed, are you saying get ready? Absolutely, that's what I'm saying, get ready, right? The time to start building your email list or the time to start building a community isn't when when the health people say it's safe to travel, you'll be too late. It takes you time to build that list. It takes you to have systems in place to do that, right? If you wait until you get the green light to go, you're behind the power curve. If you want to start your business, right, this is actually the best time to do it, right? Because you've got the time. You've got the time and you've got the access to learn what you need to do, set up what you need to do, make some mistakes along the way, and get her done. Right? This is the time to do it. The time is not in the middle of the busy season. The time is in the middle of the slow season, right? And this is the time to do it. So if you're really serious about your travel business, let's say you've been in business and you've not been getting the client volume that you want, this is the time to implement those systems. If you're new to the business and you're like, well, people are not traveling, well, this is the time for you to learn what you need to do so that you can book that travel. This is the time to set those systems up so that you can get new clients, right? You know how to convert those clients. This is the time. There is no other perfect time than now, right? Okay, so number 3 is you don't need years of experience. I'm going to give you a simple formula to remember. Let me give you a simple formula to remember. The first thing that you need to do for success is focus on you. And so people will be like, what do you mean focus on you? Like, I'm going to start a business and I'm going to service clients. I need to focus on them. No, you need to focus on you. Travel industry is huge business, right? I mean, you sign up with a host agency, you immediately access to book travel anywhere in the world, right? In any genre that you can think of, right? So when I say focus on you, to the secret or the keys to success, what I mean by that is you need to focus on what you like, focus on what you want to specialize in, what are things that interest you, what about you. I can't say it any other way. Focus on you. Focus on you, what you like, and what you want to immerse yourself in, right? What specialty that you want to learn all about, or what specialty you already have experience in that you absolutely love, right? I've got one of my students who specializes in wedding destinations, and the reason she loves wedding destinations is she just loves weddings, right? I just listened to her welcome video today, and she loves weddings. She's had a destination wedding. She did her vow renewal, at 25 years, and she loves planning them. She loves going to them. This is the thing that she loves, right? So focus on you. That's key number 1 to success. Key number 2 is focus on them, right? So who is the them? Your clients. Who is your client going to be? What is it that they need? What is it that they want, right? Who will your suppliers be, right? Who will your host agency be, right? All of the thems that are external to you is what you should focus on second, right? So the third thing that you should focus on is us, right? So when I say us, I mean relationships that build you and them together. Does that make sense, right? Focus on you, focus on them, then focus on us, right? How are you going to build those relationships between your clients? How are you going to build those relationships between your vendors, your suppliers? Who are they going to be, right? What is that lay? Are you going to have a team? Who do you need on your team, right? Many of you will be solopreneurs for a while, right? But at which point should you become a multiplepreneur, having people on your team to help you grow, right? So third is focus on them. Focus on the relationships that you need to have for success, right? Both internal to your company and then also external, right? And that also includes your client base, right? Tell me in the comments if you guys are following this. You, us, you, them, and us. And then the last secret or key to success so that you can see profitability is for you to focus on selling, right? So notice I didn't say it was the first key. I didn't even say it was the third key. It's the last key. You focus on selling and your selling process, right? So what does it mean to sell? What are you selling? What are you offering? What is the thing that you've got? And it's not just travel. Many of you just think, oh, I'm going to be selling travel and that's all I need to do. No, you're selling services, right? You're selling your time, not necessarily your time, but the knowledge that you have, right? Yes, you, them, us, and selling. That is right. So you need to have a process for selling. Most of you just jump in and you don't have a process. And you're trying to sell to the wrong people. You're trying to sell I always say this, most of you guys will come into this business and you get so super excited and you go on one of the vendors' sites and you put together this package, or you signed up for their email list, and they're like bombarding you every day with, all these different packages, and you're like, boom, I'm putting it on my personal page. And you were selling, but you haven't focused on you, because you don't even really know what you want to specialize, right? So you got a Disney certification, you got, AMR, you got, Jamaica, Fort Lauderdale, you got every certification that you can think of, but you haven't focused on you, right? You got them, you have no idea who your client base is, who you want to attract. You went to the destination wedding certification and you became certified in wedding destinations, and you hate weddings, right? You don't even like honeymoons, right? And you're certified in all these things that you don't even care about, right? So it's not, you don't even know who your them is that you're working with, and you're working with too many thems on the vendor side, right? You're throwing content on your social media page that's all over the board. So if I look at your page, if I even happen to go to your page, because a lot of you guys have me like your pages, right? So I go to your pages and I'm like, I have no idea what the hell she specializes in. I have no idea what she does, right? Not only that, you got the jewelry thing competing with your travel agency. You got all these other things that I'm confused. When I go to your personal page, I'm confused as hell. What do you think your client is? What do you feel like your client, if I, who knows this business, am confused as to what it is that you do and what do you specialize, what do you think a stranger is going to feel like when they come to your personal page? Because they're coming, they're going to go to your business page, and you got fuzzy images, you got stuff that doesn't make sense on what it is that you do or you believe in, or I'm like, I'm just confused. Confused people don't buy. I want you to write that in the comments. Confused buyers do not buy. They don't. Larissa, you say you have me choke it. But Larissa is a prime example. You want to follow a travel agent and you want to know what she's doing, follow Larissa Parks. She specializes in St. Lucia, period. End of story. There's no confusion there. Like, everything she talks about, everything that she is St. Lucia. She is St. Lucia, and St. Lucia. Like, you'd have to be an idiot to know that that's not her specialty, right? That is clear. She's got the most amazing pictures of her in St. Lucia, right? That's her specialty. That's her destination specialty. Now, she may specialize in some other things, right? But I know for sure, Larissa Parks, if I want to know something about St. Lucia, I'm going to Larissa Parks, period. And all the travel agents that I know, if I need to know something about St. Lucia, the first person I'm going to go to is Larissa Parks, because she's very clear about what that right is, right? So, I plugged you, Larissa, right? I want people to see you because you're doing it right? It's clear. It's clear about what you represent, right? I got a lot of people writing confused buyers don't buy. So if you've got a specialty that you want to pursue, and it's not clear on your personal page, your business page, and everything that resonates to you, your buyers won't be clear either. And it's not their job to figure out that clarity. It's your job as the marketer to provide it clearly. That's it. That's your only job, is to clearly direct them to the buy when it's time for them to buy. And not every moment of every day is it time for them to buy, right? Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. All right, somebody says, it's true, I will not shop where there's chaos, right? And many of you have chaos on your personal page, your business page, and every other page that is about you, right? If you are selling jewelry, you're selling travel, you're selling this, and they're not connected, then buyers are going to be confused. I'm going to give you another travel professional, I think, who's killing it in like the multiple space, right? And that is Embellished by Kay. I always cannot remember her name, but she does bling wear, right? So right now she's doing like African American T-shirts that like have, Black Lives Matter. I bought an Afro lady, really colorful shirt, right? So she does products and she embellishes them, and then she just does, themed types of products, and she marries that with her travel business, right? There's no confusion about that. Like, when you see her site and you see what she's got going, she's got a separate site for the embellished site, the product site, and then she's got a travel site. And so when she talks about them, they're sort of intertwined. There's no confusion there, right? She's done it well, right? I buy from her. I love her products. I understand what her messaging is. I understand what she does. She does group trips and they're the bomb.com when she does her pictures. Like, I mean, like you get it. Like, so it can be done. So don't tell me I don't know how to do it. You can tell me you don't know how to do it. I get that, but don't tell me it can't be done because I've seen too many people do it. All right. So that's what I mean by the last part, right? So you can be successful at this. You can be profitable at this too, right? You can be extremely profitable in the travel business. Multiple streams of income is the way that I say that, right? That's all you have to do is multiple streams of income, right? And set that up. Now, I have a question to ask you guys. I have a question to ask you guys. You guys ready for my question? How many of you guys need help and would like help with this, with setting all of this up, right? We've only had an hour, right, together. I don't have a lot of time with you guys every week, right? I've been going about 50 minutes strong, almost an hour. I don't have a lot of time to go over every single step that it takes to be able to take these secrets and put it in implementation and action. How many of you would like to work with me to make this happen in your business? If you do, write me. If you'd like to work with me to help you get these implemented in your travel business, write me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to you, and then I will talk to you about if it's a good fit for where you are in your business right now. And if you are a good fit, then we'll talk about next steps and we'll get you enrolled. Okay? If it's not a good fit, doesn't mean that it's never going to be a good fit. It just means the timing's not right. Maybe you're not where you need to be in your business, right? Maybe you're not where you need to be mindset-wise to be able to pull the trigger. But if that is something that interests you and you are new, now I'm going to tell you very specifically, if you are new, like super brand spanking new, you haven't pulled the trigger on a host agency and we get on the phone and you're like, I need to decide on your host agency, I'm going to tell you didn't listen. That's simply, I'm going to tell you didn't listen because the reality is, the reason I don't work with new newbies is because they need to be convinced that they need help. If you know you need help and you're ready to pull the trigger and get your business ready for the flood, then write me. If you're not, write maybe, right? And I'll look at that and I'll write you a little message to let you know when you should start to write me. All right. But the reality is, if you're ready to pull the trigger and you're ready to get your business with implementing these 3 secrets, right? Because I'm going to teach you how to really leverage the host agencies, right? How to really utilize them in the position that will make you the most profitable, right? Many of you are with host agencies where the finances don't make sense. The financials don't make sense, right? You're in there and you may be getting 70-30, right? And I'd say, why? Why are you getting 70-30 when you could be getting 80-20, right? If there's not a compelling reason for the financials, financially doesn't make sense for the host agencies that you're probably with, right? So again, I want to position you in 2 things. I want to position you to make sure that your business is profitable, operating as efficiently as it possibly can, and that you've got coverage. Right? And I mean coverage from risk, right? That you've got the right terms and conditions in place, that you've got the right insurance in place, you've got the right business processes in place that mitigate your risk to being sued, being, liable for something, because regardless of what it is that you say, what you do positions you to be sued if you make the wrong choice, right? So we want to make sure your business there's mitigation with it, right? So that's what I help you do. Set up processes, make sure that your business is sound, right, on the operational side. And then I'm focused on making sure that you've got the best client attraction system that you can get so that you're attracting clients every single day in your business. All right. I got a lot of me's, got a lot of I'm ready's too. So I'll be spending the next 24 hours to 48 hours reaching out to you. And let me tell you how this works. I will reach out to you in Messenger, right? So if I can't reach out to you in Business Messenger because we don't already have a conversation started, I will reach out to you in Personal Messenger. So that means you may see a message request. What you'll need to do is accept that request and reply to me so that we can have a conversation, right? I'd like to see and have as many conversations with you all as I possibly can, as my schedule can fit, to see if you guys are a fit for a program for the program. And if you are not a fit, like I said, it's all about timing, right? I'm not trying to rush you guys into this, but for those that are ready, I'm ready to work with you. I'm ready to make your business launch, and not only launch, to see you to profitability. All right. For those who are not ready and don't write me, I want to thank you for joining me. I want to thank every single body who joined me today, because I'm going to be right here next Wednesday talking about another hot topic. And I have this. I was telling somebody the other day, right? Because I'm like really like an organized person. At least I try to be. And so I get really antsy when I have to like decide these topics in advance. Like I had a different topic planned for you guys today, but I couldn't ignore the fact that there are so many new people who saying that they don't know where they're started and all that stuff. So there are 18 more Wednesdays in the year before my vacation, my end of the year vacation. I usually take 2 weeks off at the end of the year. And so in the strong fashion, I will do that again. So there's 18 more weeks in the year, and I have planned already all 18 weeks of those in terms of content, right? But as my heart leads me and as you guys direct me, I will change up that content based on whatever it is that you need. So this was the message that needed to be spoke this week. If there's a new message that comes up and it's different from what I planned, that's what we will be doing. If there's something that you want to hear about that I haven't spoke about, let me know. Post it in the group, right? And I'll get that, and then I will try and fit it into our schedule. Listen, every single Wednesday, I'll be right here talking to you about something relative to launching, marketing, or operating your travel business. I am super excited that you joined me tonight. I hope that you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you and talk to you soon.